What's going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Hornets Player Awards. So earlier today, I posted on Twitter the Hornets Player Awards. It was just basically using regular NBA awards, but for the Hornets, obviously. I thought it would be something, interesting to see. It was kind of difficult considering not everyone played that many games, and with the new CBA, I don't think anyone would have qualified technically for any award outside of PJ. Maybe I gotta double check on that, but yeah. So this is just my take. I mean, like I said, I already know I posted it on Twitter, but I kind of want to give my reasoning behind it. So far, I mean, it's been receptive. People like it, so maybe that's a good thing. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and provide your own Hornets Player Awards in the comment section as well, so we can have a discourse about it, because that's what we're here for. We're here to talk hoops. Also, really quick, I just want to thank y'all. Like, since I've been asking for more subscribers, because I'm almost at 1,000, which is insane. Thanks to y'all. Y'all have been killing it, really, because I'm like at 749 now, and I think when I asked, I was like at 728. So keep subscribing. Go ahead. Let's do 800, and we'll work our way to 1,000. But help me get to 800 subscribers. I would just really appreciate that. I mean, like I said, y'all have been killing it, and thank you so much, because it just provides fuel for me to want to continue making great content and keep wanting to better my content. But anyway, I'm not for the long intros, but I had to do that. I had to thank y'all real quick. But let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, so we'll do MVP last. We'll do the team awards first. So basically, I got Hornets first team, Hornets second team. It's kind of positionless, but not positionless at the same time. It's basically just players who I liked and just basically how good they were. So we'll start with the second team. I have Teo Maledon, just because of the fact that, and it sounds crazy, but as I continue my list, you'll see I have Teo Maledon. I think you can't get a better backup for what the price you're going to get for Teo Maledon. That's my reasoning for having him the second team. I think he actually has provided a lot for this team. His offense, like scoring wise, is not quite where you want it to be. However, team completely healthy, everybody doing what they need to do. You do not need Teo Maledon to score at all. If you really just need someone to be able to run the offense when LaMelo's not on the floor, and he does it flawlessly. He also plays pretty good defense, in my opinion. That's what you need him for. We have enough people who can score, that have insane scoring ability. I'm not really too concerned with Teo Maledon. The only thing is, I would like to see his shots go down, not take as many shots. However, team fully healthy, I don't think he takes as many as he does, which I think will also help his shooting numbers as well, because when he was just coming off the bench, when everyone was semi-healthy, his numbers actually weren't that bad. But it wasn't until he started starting and just putting up a lot of shots where he got a little iffy. And then also, like I said, there were the players around him, and then just all of that. So I think that played a factor into it. But Teo Maledon, point guard for my Hornets second team. Next, I have Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier, it's not that he's bad, it's just he doesn't fit with this team, I don't think, at all. Considering, like I've said before, LaMelo's your point guard. You need someone that obviously can defend, because if you look, like I know on Basketball Index, they have LaMelo usually guarding small forwards. And if you go back and look at the film, that's usually who he's guarding. He's not guarding any guards. And usually they put Terry Rozier on the guards, and Terry Rozier is not a defender. So that makes him look way worse than what he actually is defensively. But that's just the luck of the draw, unfortunately, for him. And I think that, like I said, he provides value. It's just not quite what this team needs. He, shot chucks a little bit, a lot of bit. But I mean, he's good at creating his shot. It just doesn't have a spot on this team if we want to be at the next level. Also, I'm a fan of rebuilding. There's no need to, kind of have him out there. So that's why I have him second team and not first team. Third, at the small forward position, I have Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward is just health. I've always said this time and time again. I actually like Gordon Hayward's game. I think he's very efficient, even though he wasn't as efficient as he usually is this year, as that he's been in the past. But I think he's very efficient. I think he has a high basketball IQ. I think we need more guys like him. However, the reason he's second team is he just can't stay on the floor. Like, it's always something. It's never. And I don't wish injury on anyone, but it's never just he has a nagging ankle or a nagging shoulder. It's all of it. His shoulder hurts, his neck hurts, his back hurts. It's so many different things. It's just hard for him to stay on the floor, and that is something that's very frustrating considering the amount of money we pay him. Also, I just like what he does for the team. I think he's a very valuable player. He brings a very valuable skill set to the team. It's just he can't stay on the floor. At the power forward position for the second team, I have JT Thor. I think JT Thor has came a long way. His offense picked up a little bit after All-Star break, which is something he mentioned in his exit interview. Also something he mentioned that I've said on the channel before, his defense keeps him on the floor. Well, it puts him on the floor, but we need his offense to keep him on the floor. And I think he's been doing that. His shooting splits aren't the best, but I think he's done a good job of just getting better and better. And to be honest, that's all we can ask for. He was extremely raw coming out of Auburn, and I think he's putting it together. And honestly, you're 19 years old playing pretty good defense on guys like Giannis. I'll take it. I don't care if your offensive game never gets anywhere. You being able to do that on defense, we've shown that we can score with guys like him not being able to score. So I'm not too concerned with his offense. I think it will come around. I'm just saying, once again, I'm not too concerned about it because he is such a good defender. And I think that by the time he's 22, 23, we're having serious second team at least all defense conversations if he gets the minutes, of course. The center for the second team is Nick Richards. I have Nick Richards just because he's improved so much. I was a big Nick Richards hater. Not really. I wasn't a hater in his skill set. I was just his approach to the game. He seemed kind of soft, seemed kind of timid. He shut all that down this year. I think he played a lot better. He's still not the anchor you would want defensively, but he's a better offensive rebounder, able to go back up. He's able to draw contact and finish through contact. He shot that three, which I don't think that's going to be his game, but hey, if he does add it, good for him. But I think he's just playing with a lot more aggression this year, and that's good to see. All right, so now we're at the first team. So with the first team, we have point guard, easy, LaMelo Ball. I mean, of course, who would it be? LaMelo was just great this year offensively. I know defensively he has a lot of work to do, but I mean offensively he did everything. His shooting splits, well, his three ball was falling more. He just a little more comfortable. I think the injuries stopped him from really progressing the way I think he was on a trajectory to. The injury at the beginning of the season, middle of the season, and then obviously the end of the season. So injuries held him back, but obviously he was the best player on the floor when he was on the floor. And really can't wait to see what he do next year, especially with a revamped roster, whether that's a young promising core or a veteran core with just LaMelo obviously leading the charge. Either way, I'm excited to see what he does. I hope it's the young promising core. The veteran leader, I don't trust their judgment in grabbing veterans and having veterans come in. Plus, what veteran that can provide some actual help to a team would want to come to Charlotte based on the way the roster is now? I don't see it, so maybe that'll surprise me, but LaMelo leading a young chart, like a young core or young promising core, I think that would be great to see. Second, for the shooting guard position on the Hornets first team is Dennis Smith Jr. I had to put him up here. The energy he brought, the tenacity he brought, that's something we needed in the locker room. And then you bring what he did on the floor was also something we desperately needed, especially with Cody Martin out, which that's topic for another day. But yeah, Dennis Smith Jr., I think he's just been a tremendous pickup. I think that was something that Mitch Kupchak and Michael Jordan and them, they did a really good job of grabbing that guy. I know a lot of it probably was he was a hometown guy, but no, he really played his butt off this year. One of the better perimeter defenders when he was on the floor in the league. So definitely keep him around. I definitely would like to see him just continue to bring his leadership to the league, to the team, and just help us prosper. Third, Kelly Oubre. I know his numbers don't look the best. I get it. A lot of people say shot chucker, which they're not wrong. But what I do like about Kelly Oubre is his presence as well. I like what he brings to the team off the court. He brings just a little bit of energy, which we need. We just need veteran players to bring some energy to just help uplift these young guys. Because if you're constantly losing, very easy early in your careers to be like, man, this is trash. I hate this. The losing and just you can easily lose your head. But I think guys like Kelly Oubre, Dennis Smith Jr. really helped that. Also, you got to take into consideration when everyone was hurt and struggling and trying to come back, Kelly Oubre actually played extremely well. It wasn't his shooting splits didn't look this way all year. At the beginning of the year, when the lineup was definitely in flux, Kelly Oubre definitely held it down, kept us in a lot of games. So you can't ignore that. Then they shut him down, and then he came back, and so yeah, he just wasn't the same after that. And a lot of that probably because the season was definitely over. So why not? Because you got to show out. You're in a contract year, so I don't blame him, even though it does take away from my younger guys. But that was on the Hornets, not him necessarily. Go get your money. But yeah, I did Kelly Oubre. There's no way he shouldn't be first team just because of the fact that when the roster was in flux because of injury, Kelly Oubre definitely stepped up. Fourth, at the power forward position for the Hornets first team, we have PJ Washington. PJ Washington, of course, he I think he's shown signs offensively. He does need to work on his ball handling because that game he dropped 43, I think it was. He struggled off the dribble, but I mean everything else defensively, he's shown he can guard all positions, which is something Steve Clifford mentioned in his exit interview. I think PJ is just a tremendous player. He's mentioned that he wants to stay in Charlotte. I hope he stays in Charlotte. I think he's a good defensive player that has offensive upside, especially when you consider a team fully healthy. PJ is not going to have the ball in his hand all the time. It's just going to be spot up threes and maybe in the dunker spot. I think he's okay with that because he definitely gets his fair share of points doing that, and then also just being that guy defensively for this team that gets you paid in the NBA. And obviously he wants his money, so I think PJ will be a great guy to bring back. And he had a fantastic season in my opinion. We got to see a lot more of him because Redacted isn't not with the team right now. So yeah, it was just good to see PJ just come out of his shell a little bit and just show us what he can really do. And I think there's more. I think there's more to unlock for him. Lastly, the center, of course. Who else would it be other than Mark Williams? I think Mark Williams just really what I like most about Mark Williams is his growth. Because he came in, everybody's like, oh, we should have got Jalen Duren. Then it came into the summer league, and then it was like, oh, maybe we really should have got Jalen Duren because he looked soft, he looked timid on offense, and he looked like he didn't know what to do under the basket. He struggled finishing. There was so much going on. Then he went to the G League, one of the few G League stories that's worked for the Hornets. He worked his butt off in the G League, dominated in the G League. Nick Richards got injured. He was able to get him back up minutes. He looked really good there. Traded Mason Plumlee, and he was amazing there. Helped lead the Hornets to I think the month of March, they had like the 6th best defense according to defensive rating. So I think that obviously you can't ignore that. So of course, Mark Williams would be first team Hornets this year. Now, time for the actual player awards, the individual awards. Most improved player, Nick Richards, of course. I think Nick Richards is the most improved player by far, just because of the fact that, like I said, last year you didn't see it. You wanted to see it. He showed flashes, but it just wasn't there. This year, you see that, wow, he could actually still be improving. Now, which is crazy because he's like 25, I think. So it's crazy that to see he's really could still be improving, and I think he is. I think he's getting better and better every game. Like I said, I still think he needs to work on his ability to defend the paint, but hey, I mean, he doesn't do a terrible job. He just could do better. I'm not mad at it at all. I think Nick Richards, you definitely deserve most improved player of the year. Rookie of the year, Mark Williams. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, we've kind of already talked about it. Mark Williams definitely rookie of the year. Bryce McGowan's played better when he was starting. I think he looked really good. He obviously could be an honorable mention, of course. I mean, they're the only 2 rookies, but still. And then also defensive player of the year, Dennis Smith Jr. Like I said, literally look at the stats. He's one of the best perimeter players when he's playing, perimeter defenders at least. And I mean, you just can't deny what he does to ball handlers. I think that he stops guys in his tracks. He's able to switch. He just plays with so much aggression, so much tenacity. You can't ignore that. You need that on the defensive end. You need that for any team, but especially for this team, especially from that particular position, because we didn't have that previously. So yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. just brings a certain edge to the team that we desperately need on the court and off the court. And I mean, at the beginning of the season, he was just stealing everything and blocking it. He was just a tremendous perimeter defender, and you just can't ignore it. So Dennis Smith Jr., my defensive player of the year personally. MVP, easiest thing. I mean, this is what you all have been waiting for, but the answer is pretty obvious. It's LaMelo. He only played 37 games, but he was literally the best player on the floor, maybe for both teams, whoever they were playing those 37 games sometimes. So you just can't ignore LaMelo Ball and how good he is. It's just hopefully he can start being healthy. I think some of the injuries, if the team was a little better, he may not have missed time. So I'm not going to put all that missed time on him directly. However, he does need to get healthy. So whatever they need to do, if it's sit him all through the season and just wait for preseason, I'm cool with that. Whatever they see fit. But the Hornets as an organization need to work on how to control injuries. But overall, LaMelo, great player. Obviously you can't ignore what he does for this team. His three ball came around. He looked a little better finishing at the cup. I think that's good too. And then obviously his playmaking is just out of this world, but it still got better. That's the crazy part. So yeah, shout out to LaMelo Ball. You're definitely the MVP of this team. But anyway, that does it. Don't forget to put your list down in the comment section below. Sorry this video was kind of long, but I just wanted to give my player awards because we're at the off season, so I'm about to ramp up the content. I'm gonna do grades. I just kind of keep looking. I know a lot of people have already put out their grades like on Twitter and stuff, but I kind of want to do a more deep dive and just really evaluate their play, kind of go back and watch some games and watch some possessions, just because I don't want to base it off stats and stuff. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss a couple of things, but this is kind of like a feeling list. Like I felt this, like I didn't have to really think about this. I was like, no, this is where it's at. But as far as grades, I want to be as precise as possible. So yeah, that will be coming out sometime this week, hopefully. But anyway, like I said, put your list down in the comment section below. Let me know if you disagree. We always talk, we're always cool here. If you disagree, that's fine. Let me know why. We can go ahead and talk about it. Also, once again, give me the 800. I really appreciate all the subscribers. I appreciate all the watch. Like I'm 200 something hours from getting a watch time goal, and I'm like, what, 250 away from, I'm 275 away from getting the watch hours goal, and I'm 250 away from getting the subscribers goal. So we do that, I'm monetized, and that would mean the world to me, because I really wish I could make this my job one day. I don't know how to explain it other than that, especially without getting emotional, because that's how bad I want it, and that's crazy to think about. But yeah, I really want this to be my job one day. So the more y'all support, the closer we get to that goal, the closer I can really feel like I can make a difference and just, be a voice for Hornets fans and things like that. And just, a voice for Carolina sports in general. I feel like, we're discredited a lot, and I just want to kind of put that we have fans. We have fans who are diehards, or just our organizations, our franchises just need to be better. That's really all it is. Hopefully their baseball team can come here, because they'll get supported nonetheless. We see how Charlotte FC gets supported. But anyway, enough of my rant. But if you could just do anything for me, just subscribe and make sure you leave a like on the video, because that really helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.